On that note, James, you've been spending quite a bit of time working with customers in NHS around digitizing and FHIR. Did you want to mention anything about that in relation to what you and Alex have just been talking about?
It's all we get asked about at the moment within the NHS. What happened was NHS Digital, which is you can guess what the NHS Digital is, the digital section of the NHS, have required all trusts to be able to spit out a FHIR message. Just so happens to be an electronic discharge summary. And nobody knows what FHIR is, nobody knows how to use it, everybody's asking about it, and nobody knows how to do it. So I've been working with our customers and also with our co-creation lab that is something within Lineate, who they work to try and solve customers' problems from a high up level and also down to a nano level as well. And this was one of the things they picked up on, creating electronic discharges for the NHS. It's been pretty crazy, but I've spent like the last 18 months going through it and trying to help our customers adhere to this particular demand. And it's really interesting because it's hard work, but we're getting very close. And it turns out that a lot of the times the data isn't available within the trust to actually adhere to this in the first place anywhere. So they're having to do a lot of work and do data mining and find the information. But yeah, FHIR is on the lips of everybody. Web services and FHIR. Everybody wants to know about it. Nobody really even knows what FHIR stands for when you first start talking to them, or even how to spell it. So it's interesting talking to customers, explaining that we are on the way there, and we're slowly getting a band of trust together who are moving forward and getting it done. But that's the huge thing in region at the moment. FHIR, FHIR, FHIR. Everything's on fire.
I get the same, James, in terms of there have been more and more customers saying, the FHIR, can you tell me, it's pronounced FHIR, it's okay. And, well, we're supposed to do this. I'm like, oh, so what interface do you need to connect? And like, well, we're not really sure yet, but can you do it?
No, we just want FHIR. Can you tell me how to do FHIR? I love FHIR. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes, I had it last night. It was amazing. No, so, but they ask, but they don't have a real use case yet, right? And so there are a handful of customers that have actually used FHIR in production, but most of them are asking because they're told from higher ups that this is what they need, and they don't even know which interface to use it for and why they need to use it. But the good news is, at least in the corporate product, we have the FHIR standards in place for in XML and in JSON, and the final version came out in 7.3. So the one that they won't change constantly until they get it right. So the final version that is truly backwards compatible is in 7.3. And so we're going to get our customers on that. Anyone who truly needs a FHIR interface in production, we're going to try to get them to the latest release so they'll be able to play with this. I was actually kind of scared because I didn't know what it was at the beginning. And I had a customer ask me, and I'm like, well, I know it's in the latest version. Let me try this out. And he's like, I'm trying to connect to this FHIR server over here. I'm like, okay, well, and it looks like you're using this. And in less than 30 minutes, I got a query out to them to ask for everybody that was female, and the server spit back a JSON or XML, FHIR message, and I was able to parse it and see it. I was like, oh, yeah, see, we did it. I didn't know it was that easy. Of course, there are more difficult things in terms of security and other things. This is a very open FHIR server, letting you, play with it and things like that. There's more complications to that, but the ability to just get it into the FHIR standard, grab the message that you need, put in the information you need, and get the information back the way you needed. I was really surprised that I could do it without asking for help, because the customer was watching me, we were in front, and I was like, well, I'm doing this for my first time, so I'm really sorry if it doesn't work. And it worked the first time. I was really, really surprised. So it's not impossible to do. I'm sure there will be complications in real live production cases, but it's something we can definitely make happen to all of our customers who need it.
Alex, was that a testament to your sharp intellect, to the ease of the engine, or how well thought out the FHIR standard was in being developed?
Oh, it's probably 90% me, and no, not at all. So I'm, yeah, I barely knew how to spell fire, but since I knew how to spell fire, I knew where to find it in our products. And if he knew the kind of message type that he was looking for and where he wanted to connect, it happened really, really easily. So it's a testament to the product, not me.
I think one of the problems that both engines have had with FHIR generally has been the fact that the FHIR standard has changed so many times so quickly in the last few years. We've gone from the initial setup, and then the DSTU1 and DSTU2, and then R3 and R4, and it's been fun because you've got to a point where you've actually got something working, and then they decide to change the standard, and it's for a good reason, but because it's such a new thing and it's growing organically quite quickly, it's good that different parts of Rhapsody can be released and can pick up on and use the different versions quite easily. So that's one of the things that I've found. I was using DSTU3 and it was working absolutely fine. Things were great. And then they said, right, well, we're upgrading our server now to R4. Is that okay? And you're like, okay. Let's go back and try and work out what the issues with that are. But yeah, it's FHIR is fun and FHIR is crazy.
And I think one of the cool things is that there's a lot of people that it's not James and not me that are in Lineate that are attending these meetings, are a part of the standards committee, trying to figure out what to do and putting that into our product and making sure that it's easy for us. And so there's a lot of FHIR expertise that we have around that is that are much smarter than me, that are thinking about these things before our customers are even asking, which is great.